How's it going, guys? Crow here.
So,
This is the Eternights review, but you already guessed, you already knew that when you clicked on this video. Either way, I hope you like it. Nah, in all serious, guys, Eternights is a dating action game blending a love story with adrenaline-like combat as you make the most of life during the apocalypse. You want to go on a date? Hey, go on the date, but make sure you get that dungeon done. And yeah, that's pretty accurate on what this game is. You play the hero in the main story whose job is to stop Umbra and save humanity. Along the way, you make friends or confidants, which unlock skills that either boost your stats or give you moves for combat. Before I touch on the dating system / day-by-day system, scavenging, I want to talk about a little about the combat. The combat has like that Tales of Arise kind of feel for it, but it changes up the formula by giving stronger enemies that have shields that must be broke in order to damage them, and each shield has a type. So fire shield, you have to use ice, and vice versa. Kinetic, you have to use lightning, and vice versa. Now the combat is simple. Since I played this on the PS5, I would just spam the square button until it gave me the R1 prop to do a strike, but you do have to watch out for when the enemies attacks. They will do damage to you, of course, so the way to get around that is the perfect strike. Perfect dodge, my bad. And they'll give you a sound cue when an enemy is getting ready to attack. Also, they'll give you a visual cue, which is a red light or a red line coming from the enemy. So you press that, you press X or whatever you're playing on, and you'll get the perfect dodge. And basically what this does, it'll give you what they call invisibility frames to inflict mass damage to your opponent. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but as you go out explore, sooner or later you'll come across what I call the DMC style, which reason why I call that, if you ever played Devil May Cry, you know some areas can't advance to the next area without eliminating all the enemies. Devil May Cry was one of the first games I actually played that did this, that I remember on, so DMC style, that's what I call it.
Good at this.
Yeah,
So you take out all these enemies and the barriers will come down so you can advance. But in this, given the situations, because some rooms could be small, medium, some rooms can be large, they'll just throw enemies in there and then get overwhelming quick. When I say quick, you can get overwhelming real quick. And some of these enemies have shields, and you might have to do like 2 to 3 breaks on these shields before you can actually take them out. And yeah, I've actually raged a couple of times because I just wasn't either paying attention to some of the smaller ads attacking me, not listening for the visual for the cue, or not looking for the visual cue either. And yeah, so now we're going to touch on the confidant system / day-by-day system. So if you ever played any of the Personas or any other game like this, then you already know that there's a time limit. You need to get it done within this time limit. If not, that's game over. Persona 5 is one of the biggest, newest games from the Persona series, and they're redoing Persona 3 and Persona 4. Golden's out on all the consoles. But in those games, if you don't, take the palace down within a certain time limit, that's game over. Same thing applies to this. So I always like to go in and get the dungeon out the way and then spend the rest of my time hanging out with my confidants. That's how I did it in Persona 4 and 5. I hadn't played 3. So if you hang out with these confidants, you get what they call white essence, which is basically going to help you unlock abilities that your confidants can use, and it can help you unlock it. It'll help you boost your health as well. And then when you're out in the dungeons, you'll find what they call black essence, and you'll get black essence from defeating stronger opponents. And black essence will help you unlock your skills, and certain confidants can take them to help boost your attack. But I found the easiest way of getting white essence is to just hang out with your confidants, like I said, but also scavenging. And you can see in this video, if you stick through it, that me and Yuna need to go scavenging because she needs pads. Now when you go scavenging, it's usually for stuff that your confidants want, like video games, keyboard, headphones, snacks, stuff like that. So get out there and scavenge and get that white essence, and also it'll boost your HP. Yeah, I'm not really touching too much on the story because I don't want to spoil anything, but parents,
Thanks.
be careful when your kid game plays this, because it does have suggested themes. I like the beginning of it because you do set up a dating app profile and you get hit on by this girl who's like, hey, you want nudes? And it's like, yeah, it gives you the options. And speaking of that, you do have what they call a social stat, just like any of the Persona games. So you get to working on those social stats, and hey, guess what? Make it easier in this one because your best friend Chani has what they call wingman services, and he wingmans the shit out of you and get those social stats up. So that makes it better because this game is short, and that's the reason why they did that, I believe. But either way, this game has 4 endings. I've only done 1 playthrough, and I don't know. It's just to me, this game is an overall great JRPG. Studio Side looks like they took inspiration from the Persona series, from like Tales of Arise, Devil May Cry, and stuff like that, and blended it into one great action-packed JRPG game.
Does it really matter?
And I love it. I love it. Like, this was the only other game. There's 2 games I was looking forward to this year, and that was Final Fantasy 16 and this one. And both these games delivered.
Failures aren't fair, and you probably have
overall,
people...
this is getting 5 out of 5 crows for me. Not only did I get attached to the characters, you're going to get attached to them. The story is fantastic. The story made me cry. Like, the ending of this game just made me cry. I didn't know if I wanted to rage or just put it down, because like after the credits, you're gonna get this lovely cutscene, and I don't know what it is, but
All right, let's go to my...
It's such a great game. If I go back and do any of the other characters playthrough, I'll update.
That's the kind
But
of
as of right
toothpaste I
now,
use.
5 out of 5 crows.
Hey, as long as it gets the job
Yeah,
done.
guys, thank you for tuning in.
That's
Please
what's
like and
important. I think
subscribe.
it's cool to think about how
As I go on, this
we
will
were
get better, and
strangers just a
this won't be so
couple of days
awkward and
ago.
cringe,
Now-
so I apologize. For the next one I'm thinking about doing is Final Fantasy 16, giving my review on that.
Exactly.
Then hitting Demon Souls and some other games up. Anyway, Kyle
Tentacle
out.
boy.